Hi, I am just creating a little video today because I've had some requests for some techniques, some grounding techniques for when you're feeling anxious and overwhelmed. I have a lot of history with that and have found these really simple activities to be super helpful in the moment when I just need to gather myself, and I might be sitting in a bathroom stall, I might be sitting in my car, I might be taking a break at work or at home just to gather myself. And I also have noticed that over time, if I, in the past, when I use these, they sort of created an opening for me into a different way of life. They seem simple, but they're sort of small but mighty. I would like to offer a disclaimer that if you're someone who has had history of trauma or things that experiences that have not made you, have created an environment where you don't feel safe entering your body, I want you to feel free to stop at any time if you choose to do this. And if you don't want to, or you feel hesitant, listen to your gut and find someone who specializes in an area like trauma that could walk you through some of these techniques in a safer space. So let's go ahead and get started. So just take a minute to kind of take 3 deep breaths. You can leave your eyes open, you can close them. So what I'm showing you is what I call, and what many refer to as, a letting go breath, where you breathe in through your nose. Most importantly, you exhale from the back of your throat, almost like you're fogging up a mirror. It really helps clear what feels like a congestion or a knot in my throat when I'm anxious. So once you're feeling a little more present in the moment, one of the techniques that I really like is to use your fingertips combined with your breath. So there's a lot of research to show that when we coordinate our breath work and our body in movement, it brings the blood from your limbic region, which is the emotional center of the brain, back. It's one of the paths that brings you back to your prefrontal cortex, which is where you're sort of in your calm, centered mind. We're in a problem-solving mode, a creative mode, a more present mode. So on your inhale, you're going to bring your fingertips together one at a time. Okay, so and then as you exhale, you're going to take them apart. So we're just going to do 3 cycles of breath that way, okay? And if you notice with that technique, I am watching my fingers come together and I'm watching them go apart, okay? The idea is to bring your awareness, instead of from the past to the thing that's making you angry or upsetting you or scaring you, to bring you right into this present moment. Or if you're feeling anxious about something that's going to happen in the future, or you anticipate might happen in the future, you're bringing your attention back to the present moment. So keeping your vision engaged with this exercise really helps. Another variation that can be helpful for people who struggle with coordination, or, if it's just a variation. I do this a lot with my older patients. So when people are feeling anxious or upset, I'll have them do the same exercise, but instead of bringing their fingertips together one at a time, I'll have them pretend like there's a balloon or a ball in their hand, and they're blowing it up with their breaths, and then letting it release as they come back together. So Okay, so those are 3 techniques. Another technique that I was going to show you, once you're feeling more calm, I'm not sitting with my feet on the floor, but this is another helpful exercise. You can do this with your feet on the floor, so I'm going to describe that even though that's not what I'm doing, or you can use any part of your body, really, okay? So if you feel safe, you can close your eyes, arrive inside your body, and then I want you to just bring your awareness to the bottoms of your feet and where they meet the sock, the shoe, the floor, the ground. You don't have to necessarily wiggle them or move them. If you want to, you can. That might help take your attention there. But once your attention is feeling the sensation of the bottom of your feet, try to just be still and notice where it's meeting whatever surface it's sitting on. And as you get comfortable there, you can, if you have the time, you can take your attention then to where your bottom meets the surface it's sitting on. So again, all you're doing is just feeling and noticing, taking your attention to where your bottom meets the seat. You don't have to change anything, you don't have to think anything, just noticing. And then maybe you want to take your attention to where your back meets a chair, or the feeling of your clothes touching your back. And then once you're in that space, if you would like to take, I'm going to show you one more technique. If you would like to take your attention into your chest, I'm going to show you what you can do with that, okay? So bringing your attention into your heart center, I want you to imagine on your inhale taking your unwanted emotions, so maybe it's anxiety or fear or anger or sadness, and on your inhale you're creating an intensity, you're bringing that emotion up to a single point, a dot. Okay, so on your inhale you feel that whole emotion come with real intensity to a point, and as you exhale, do it from the back of your throat and really feel that whole emotion dissipate in your chest. So I imagine all those hurt feelings and painful feelings coming to a single point on my inhale, and on my exhale almost creating, I imagine a vision of a vast meadow. So just something very open and relaxed. Okay, so we'll just do that for 2 breaths. When you feel comfortable, you can come back to the room. You might want to wiggle your fingers and toes first. Gently open your eyes if you've had them closed. No pressure to jump right back into the real world. You can do any of those practices by themselves, woven throughout your day. I certainly do. Or you can do them in succession. If you're feeling really upset at the beginning, it helps to use your vision and your motor and your breath all together. And then to go into a grounding, and then to kind of enter into your body. But do whatever feels good for you. There is not a right way. I just want to be very clear about that. The right way is what works for you. So trust yourself and trust what your body tells you. Thanks for joining me today. And do remember, I wanted to tell you, at that last exercise of bringing the intense emotion to a point and then letting it dissipate, if in my experience, I've done that exercise until the emotion has totally gone away. And it can take a long time sometimes, or you can just bring it maybe from a 10 out of 10 to like a 3 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10 or whatever. It's whatever your desire is, but I just want you to know that in its extended form, that's how it can work. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you found the video helpful, and have a great one. Bye.